man Tom, and I have got a round 2 model review for you.
And now we come to the Adversaries. These were indeed packaged as one kit before. You got 13200, 13700, and 12200, I think, are the different scales. They're all over the place. So I'm not surprised that Round 2 decided to pull these apart, because this is much bigger than these other two. How do I know that? Let's take a look at them. This is definitely a handful of a kit. These pieces here alone are a really good size. And it's devastatingly simple on the part count, that's for sure. Which two of these hull halves happen to go together, I don't know offhand, but the directions make it more than simple and plain enough. They're really easy to read and they go really fast. In fact, there's all the construction right there, 3 steps, and the engine is the most complicated part. And speaking of which, that comes with clear grills and glow-in-the-dark grills. So if you've got some green LED tape, you can put it straight behind there, is my bet. It certainly looks wide enough to fit. Or go with UV and you can have it glow in the dark really brightly, or glow in the day too. The decals themselves, there's a lot of them there, but they're all little white windows. So all the detailing that you're going to do on this ship definitely comes down to the airbrush overall. So all these panel lines are raised. That's a little too bad. That'd look gorgeous if that was inset, is my bet. But if this kit, maybe twice this size would be a little too large. So at 1600th, 1000 would definitely be massive. But a 1/2500th scale of this kit might not be too bad a thing. Let's take a look at the other two Adversaries. And a very small amount of plastic here. I'm not too surprised they pulled this apart from the Romulan Warbird. But at the same time, they may as well have just thrown that in there with it. Well, either way. So if you're looking for something to put on top of your monitor or your desktop at work, this is definitely a great size for this. Lots of good details overall in this guy. Never a Ferengi fan whatever. It drove me insane. So I'm not a fan of the design either, really. Bop here has some nice details on the wings. And the wings are double-sided, so you don't have to glue any parts together. And they're also positionable. Keep that in mind. A nice little touch right there. The Ferengi engines are done in neon orange, and the only decal sheet looks like it's for the Ferengi with a lot of windows. The instructions, doesn't get much simpler. That's pretty much it right there. Ferengi one side, Klingon on the other, with a big advertisement and some initial rules in the first place. So that's it for the Adversaries. This is one kit that's going to build up into a good size. All the lines are engraved. Lots of really fine detail on the phaser emitters. The windows look fairly sharp as far as round windows can go, at least. Navigation lights are cast into the shape itself. Ah, it's a lot of detail. I'm not really seeing any bad lines anywhere either at all, which is really nice. The stand for this thing is an absolute monster. It's much bigger than their standard stand, which is probably usually about that big around. Engines are a good size, plenty of room for lighting, and all the crisp detail of the lines on the nacelles here is going to look really sweet. A couple other nice pieces cast in clear. Again, the same for the lower hull. All the detailing is pretty sharp overall. Drilling out all these windows for lighting would definitely drive me mad. Nice detail on the cradles for the pylons, and a bunch of little tiny pieces right there. Don't know what those are for. The instruction sheet is pretty big, and the decals will let you assemble either the Yamaguchi or the Enterprise, and Enterprise before damage or Enterprise after damage. Some really nice work by Jamie Hood in there. And we'll take a quick look at the instructions as well. A simple fold-out guide. All the instructions look fairly straightforward, and all the construction is on this side, and your painting guide and decals on the other. I was going to take a look at this compared to the 1701D. Well, let's pull out a few pieces just to see. Opening the box and realizing that the D is pretty much invisible, it's not going to be much of a scale comparison. And I don't really want to break these pieces out too much either. But that's definitely a pretty good size. Now, I'm torn between the 1/1000 and the 1/1400. Seems like Round 2 is pretty much committed to the 1/1000 scale. But the 1/1400 would be nice too. I think I'd rather have a 1/1000 scale of the D though. That would be just a little bit huger.